So today we'll be building a word bank to translate word problems into equations. Some of the things that you need to remember is that we as mathematicians tend to be a little bit lazy. Most of us are not English people. Some of us are, but I would much rather write out things using my variables and symbols rather than writing out word problems and long sentences. It also typically makes more sense when you can write everything out very clearly and concisely, and there's no room for interpretation. It's plus or minus. It's it's an addition symbol or a subtraction symbol. You don't have to think about those vocabulary words and what they would actually mean and think about it. It tells you exactly right there in the equation if you have it all written out. So some of the words that we are keywords, things for addition, add or added to, all together, both, combined, in all, increased by, more than, perimeter, plus, sum, total, combination, lengthened by, bigger than, more than. Those are all addition words that we can use. Some subtraction words are decreased by, difference, fewer than, how many more, left, less, less than, minus, remaining, take away. We can also add diminish, subtract, shorten. All those can be used as subtraction words. Multiplication, area, multiplied by, of, per, product of, times, triple, twice, quadruple, double, thrice, which is 3, and that's about all that I can think of for multiplication to add to it. And then division, divided, half, how many each, out of, percent, quarter, third, quotient of, percent, fifth, any way that you would also say a fraction. Fractions are going to be division as well. When it comes to actually looking at our word problems, the things that we need to remember to do is CUB, C-U-B. And what that means is that we are going to circle all of the numbers. And we need to remember that not only the numbers that are written out, but if something is written out as like half of something, or like the word half, we need to be aware of those numbers that show up as words rather than actual numerical values. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to underline the question or directions. Basically, what is this word problem? What is this asking you to solve? What is this asking you to figure out? And our final step that we will do is we are going to put a box around our keywords. You can also do these with highlighters. So if you wanted to say like do 3 separate colors of highlighters, you could pick one is going to be all your numbers, one will be your question or directions, and then you can do another one for your keywords, or if you wanted to just do your numbers and keywords highlighted and then actually underline the question or directions, whatever is going to help you. But if you're just doing it with a pencil, like say on the STAR test or something, circle, underline, and box is going to be your best bet, and it's going to be a great habit to get into for solving your equations. And then once you have all of those things circled, underlined, and boxed, you can use that information to build your expressions and equations. So let's go ahead and practice. So this first one, number 1, says, suppose that the water level of a river is 34 feet and that it is receding at a rate of half a foot per day. Write an equation for the water level L after D days. So as we were saying, we need to go ahead and circle our numbers. So my numbers here are going to be 34. That is not my only number. My other number is half a foot. That is my other number. Even though it's not written as an actual fraction, I know that half a foot is my other number. And then The next thing I'm going to do is, what is this asking me to do? It's asking me to write an equation for the water level L after D days. So that is what we are trying to do. So we will write an equation with the water level of L. And now we're going to circle keywords. And our keywords are going to be per day. So that's how we know after D days. And we know that it is receding. That means it is going down. It's not going up. And we know that it is, so that's how it's starting. So when we go to write this equation, our equation is going to look like, trying to get, there we go. There we go. So we have 34 minus 1/2, that's my half right here, half a foot per day, because we started at 34 and it's going half a foot per day down, and that is going to equal our water level. The next one we're going to go to is Seth's father is thinking of buying his son a 6-month movie pass for $400. I'm going to go ahead and start circling as I go through. I know that $400 is going to be one of my numbers. With the pass, matinees cost $10. There's my other number. It's asking me to write an equation that represents the balance on the pass after each matinee. So it's telling me write an equation that represents the balance on the pass after each matinee he goes to. So I've got those done. And so matinees are going to cost me $10. That is my only keyword. So I am starting out with $400 on the 6-month pass. It's going to cost me, so it's going to take away $10 for every matinee that I go see. And once I do that, that's going to give me my total balance. So my balance is 400 minus 10M. So 400 minus 10M equals B. Starts at $400 on my pass. Every matinee I go see costs me $10 for my final balance. Number 3, for babysitting, Nicole charges a flat rate of $3. There you go, there's one of my numbers, plus $5 per hour. Write an equation, we're going to write an equation for the cost after H hours of babysitting. And now I'm going to go back through and look for my key words. For babysitting, Nicole charges a flat fee of $3 plus $5 per hour. So I want to know the total cost of babysitting after H hours. So if she charges a flat fee, that means she's going to charge $3 no matter what. And then she's going to add per hour $5. So my cost, depending on how many hours, is 3 plus 5H for Nicole babysitting. Number 4, we're going to look at. A plumber charges $25 for a service call plus $50 per hour of service. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the cost C after H hours of service. So once again, we're going to come through and we're going to circle our numbers, so 25 and 50. And then I'm going to underline that it's telling me to write an equation in slope-intercept form for the cost of C after H hours of service. And if we remember, slope-intercept form is Y equals MX plus B. So that's how we're going to be writing our equation. And then my keywords for this is that he charges $25 for a service call plus $50 per hour of service. So that means that our equation will be set up as the cost C, which is going to be our Y, is going to equal $25. Wait, hold on. It wants us to write it in the form, so let's write it in the correct order, because the first thing that it's asking us for is the cost. So the total is going to be the cost. Our slope intercept is going to be, so we're looking for the slope, which is going to be $50 per hour. Oh, let's make it the hour instead of X. Let's keep it how it's asking us. And that he charged a flat $25 fee for a service call. So that means if he just comes out and looks at it, he's going to charge you $25, and then for every hour he works, he's going to charge you another $50. Number 5, Rufus collected 100 pounds of aluminum cans to recycle. He plans to collect an additional 25 pounds each week. Write the equation for the total pounds of aluminum cans after W weeks. Our keywords are an additional and each week. So the total amount of pounds is equal to the first 100 pounds that he collected, and then he's going to collect another 25 every week. And that is going to be our equation for that one. And it's addition because it's an additional 25 pounds each week. He's not getting rid of the 25 pounds. He's adding to what he has already finished collecting. So the rest of these you can practice on your own as much time as you need. You'll read the following problems and do cub to each problem left. If you don't have these printed out, you can just write C and then write down what you would have circled. Write down U and write the sentence you would have underlined. And then B, write down the words that you would box. And then go ahead and write the expression that you would get from that word problem.